So good news, my people, good news, good news. I just got approved for permanent residency. I couldn't take it no more, so I left the matrix.
And my money just tripled. I had a good time and it cost me a little. So I found peace, tranquility, faith in my abilities.
I couldn't fake no more, so I left the matrix. Hey, what's going on, my people? So this video, I am going to show you the list of documents and all the items that I have prepared for tomorrow's appointment at the Mexican Consulate in McAllen, Texas for the visa residency. So check it out. So I have, boom, blue pens, because you got to use blue pens. Here I have two blank copies of the form. So I'm going to fill out the form now. And as you can see, I have my $51 for the application fee. So I have a copy of my passport. Have 6 months of account statements. And then at the end of this, I actually have the Texas. So it's Capital One statements, 35 pages in total. And I have the notary from Texas that I will not show, but it's notarized and on the last page with my signature. Then I have my pension document. But I have a letter from the bank saying that these are my accounts as well, and also printed out the accounts, another copy of the accounts for those 6 months, and also have a document for a job that I have, a contract, and that's it. I also have my Mexican photos, so I have two different photos. So the email that I received said just one passport photo, which is this right here. But I also have the another set of photos for this space here, which is a 31 by 39 millimeters. So I have that as well. And that behind me is the consulate. So I got my appointment at 9:30. I got here 8:30, and we'll see what happens. So good news, my people, good news, good news. I just got approved for permanent residency. Yes, permanent residency. And guess what? The actual process was very straightforward. I mean, what I did is I could not get an appointment in Santodomingo in the Dominican Republic. So I was like, look, let me go ahead and get my appointment in the US. So I figured that McAllen, they were one of the few consulates that allow you to call or shoot an email and they will give you an appointment. And that's what I did. I shot them an email. They gave me an appointment about a month and a half out. And I got here to McAllen, Texas, and had all my paperwork, and I got approved for permanent residency. So now I'll be heading to Mexico City very, very soon. Within the next few days, I'll be going, and I will take you along with me with that, along going through that process. So there it is. I got my permanent residency visa, just the visa. Now I gotta do the exchange, what they call expat. I gotta do that, and I'll get back to you soon on the second part. Stay tuned. So you may just ask, what just happened? What just happened? How did I get my permanent residency visa for Mexico? Well, this is what happened. So first I start off with, I made the appointment, again, 1 month out, maybe like a month and maybe about 5 or 6 weeks out, right? I made the appointment, I emailed the McAllen, Texas Consulate. They responded the same day with 4 choices of appointment dates. I chose the earliest one. So I got here, made it to my appointment. My appointment was at 9:30 in the morning. I got there by 8:30 just to be sure. There was lots of people outside the consulate because they're there for different reasons, to get a passport, a birth certificate, many other reasons. Mexican nationals. So I just waited outside. I didn't speak to anyone because on the door it says if you have a appointment, you cannot enter no earlier than 15 minutes before your appointment. So cool. I can read. 9:15. I'll let the door guy know that, hey, I have an appointment in 15 minutes and he'll let me in, right? So I'm just waiting outside, waiting. As soon as it hits 9 o'clock, a guy comes out. His name was Edson. He came out. He was like, "Are you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." And he escorted me in, and I was asking him, "How did you know it was me?" He said, "Well, you have an American sounding name. You look American." So that's how I was like, "All right, cool." So he sat me down. Yeah, he asked me which visa I'm applying for. I told him the permanent visa. I had a small backpack full of documents just in case he needed some supporting documents. But I gave him the packet, already had it all together. He looked through it. He saw that I had a copy of my passport, the bank statements, and the bank statements were notarized, 6 months bank statements. And for my bank, all my deposits are highlighted in green for Capital One. So he saw that, and he saw the benefits letter that I had with VA, the VA disability. He asked if I was having any other income other than that, because he looked at it as like, hey, that's not enough for a permanent residency that I was applying for. And I told him that I also am a content creator, so I get some money from that. And I told him something else too that I get money from. And he looked at that. He was like, "Well, do you have a contract for that other source of income?" I said, "Yeah, here it is." Boom. And he looked at it and saw that he had the deposits, and he asked about the deposits that I had. I said, "Cool." So he said he'll be back. And meanwhile, he told me to go and pay at the teller to pay the $51 application fee. I had cash, so I did that and sat down. And 25 minutes later, he came and got me to escort me to the back room to take a picture and sign to ensure that my information was correct, that he was going to put in the on the visa. So after that, I waited another maybe 10 minutes for him to get the visa and the passport. And he came and got me. And the visa said permanent, residencia permanente. And he told me what I need to do when I go to Mexico. So he asked me what city I was going to Mexico, because that had to be notated someplace. I told him that I was going to fly into Mexico City. He notated that, and he instructed me that when I get to the airport, I need to show them that visa and my passport. And he told me to go to the resident line, right? I guess there'll be a citizen line, resident line, or citizen resident line, then the tourist line. Don't go to the tourist line, go to the resident line. So he told me that. After that, he explained that to me. He told me that it's best when I get to Mexico to work with a facilitator, because you only have 30 days, and sometimes it's difficult to get the residency within 30 days if you don't contact the necessary people to help you out with the process. He told me there's a Facebook group for facilitators that I can also go on if needed. He also asked me what city I was going to. I told him Puebla. He didn't ask me why I was moving to Mexico. And I guess at some point during the process, he saw that I spoke Spanish, so he was like, "Oh, you speak Spanish?" And he started speaking Spanish, right? Yeah, but in the end, he asked me if I have any doubts or questions, and I said, "Well, I do have a question. If once I get there and I get the residency card, and I want to come back to the States for a week or so, what's the process?" So he told me that with the permanent residency, you cannot be outside of Mexico for longer than 6 months. You cannot be outside of Mexico for longer than 6 months. He stressed that about 3 times in that moment. And he also said that, yeah, they'll basically just stamp your passport salida when you leave, and then stamp your passport entrada cuando tú entras. Pero he didn't say like any like special process that I had to go through. Nothing about an FMM, nothing about none of that. So I guess maybe because everything's electronic now, that FMM talk is a thing of the past as far as the paper is concerned. That's it. I mean, there's nothing to it. I mean, my appointment was at 9:30, but I ended up going in at 9 o'clock and ended up walking out with my visa and my passport about 9:50. So all in all, it took 50 minutes and it was painless. The guy was super nice, Edson. He got like he has hair, but he's balding, but he's trying to hold on to it. So when you see him, let him know I sent you. He'll probably, I'm sure he remembers me. But yeah, you know what? I only saw one other black person here in McAllen, and I've been here for about, this is my 3rd day now. So there's not really any black people here. So when they see a black person, people do a double or triple take, like, what is he doing here, you know? And everyone speaks Spanish here in McAllen. You rarely hear any English, and a lot of people don't speak English. So you definitely feel like you're already in Mexico, even though you're still in Texas, right? But there you have it. If you have any questions, let me know. But this is part 1, and I'll be doing a separate video on part 2 of the second process in Mexico. Peace. What up, my people? Hola, mi gente. Gracias por tu apoyo. Da me gusta, sigue mi canal y comparte con toda tu familia. Thank you for supporting my channel. Please give it a like and subscribe and share with all your family if you enjoy my content. Peace.